Coast, East Coast siblings. We cover your favorite movies and TV shows, and today we are covering The Bachelorette season 17 episode. I've lost track of the episodes. As you guys can see, I am not in my studio. I busted my ankle this morning, so that kind of sucks, and I can't walk on it, so I actually can't make it across my room to shoot this week's video. Oh, if you're new to the channel, like this video if you like this video, comment, subscribe, and click the bell so you can be notified of our coverage on all things movies and television. To The Bachelorette. Things are spicing up. Obviously, last week, I'm gonna tell you what happened, and then we're gonna get into some analysis, how dare she. All right, so let's do this. At this point, the only two guys who have not been on a one-on-one with Katie are Brendan and Mike P. So we're all assuming this week there's gonna be 2 one-on-ones and 1 group date. Naturally, you would think that the 2 one-on-ones go to the 2 guys who haven't had one. Well, in a surprise, Katie asks Greg out on the one-on-one again. Now, if you ask me, that just solidifies the man. That just locks him in. Greg is it. Anyway, Greg is thrilled, but obviously Mike P is a little confused, and Brendan is also a little stressed. Katie and Greg have a fabulous time on their date. Obviously, they're adorable together. Greg is just so great. I love him. And Greg is a different person when he's with Katie. He lights up. He is so happy, and it's adorable. A little bit later, the group date card comes and names are read off. It's everybody but Mike P. So everyone's like, okay, Mike P's going on the last one-on-one and everybody else is on the group date. This infuriates Brendan because he's like, what am I here for? You want me to take you home to my family and we haven't spent no quality one-on-one time? And I completely understand Brendan. And honestly, I'm like, Brendan, you should not have been here for the last 3 weeks. I didn't even know who you were when Katie picked you over Hunter. Katie did string him along. So Brendan confronts her. Basically, she's like, I think you're right. I have stronger relationships with other people. It's duh. You've had stronger relationships with everyone other than Brendan pretty much for the last 5 weeks. Why? What did he think was gonna happen? Okay, so the next thing is the group date. The guys, they see all this art and it's flowers, but not flowers. It's a very laid back time, but they're all kind of I have more things I want to say to Katie. I want to have a deeper conversation with her because obviously next week is hometowns. So Katie has one-on-one conversations with each of the guys. Michael A tells her, that's my son, it's not just me. And Katie's like, I know that every time I give you a rose, I'm also giving James a rose. I'm like, okay, great. I would hope so. I would hope you'd be enough of an adult to realize that when you're dating someone who has a kid, your relationship with that person is gonna affect their kid. So she has a conversation with Blake, and Blake basically tells her, I'm not in love, but I can get there. I know I can get there, and you just have to trust me. And it's Blake, who do you think you are? You came in late. You're in the top 5, and now you want to tell me you're not in love with me, but you think it's gonna happen? Then we have the date with Mike P. Now, I would just like to say, Mike P is another one like Brendan, who we knew who Mike P was from the beginning, but we didn't really know why he was there. He and Katie don't seem to have much chemistry, and the only thing that seems to be important about him is the fact that he's a virgin. Is there nothing else more interesting about this man? That's not really his fault. That's just the way the show decided to paint him as virgin boy, and it's just okay, we get it. The man's a virgin. Does he have other qualities? And Katie's like, I really want to get him out of his comfort zone, and obviously he's uncomfortable with sex. That's why he's a virgin, because he doesn't like sex. Anyway, Mike P makes it clear that that is not the case. He's just choosing to save himself for Mirage. The man has the right to do that. Why is that the main focus of every conversation he has with Katie? I do not freaking know. To find enough date, they have a relatively boring conversation, and the whole time I'm just like, Katie, why is he here? Your relationship with so many other people is light years ahead of your relationship with Mike P. What are you doing? Sure enough, by the end of the date, she comes to Mike P crying, and she's like, listen, I don't think it would be fair to you, so I'm just gonna have to end it now. And it's with Mike P, he's hurt. He actually thought they were gonna go somewhere. I'm just man, it must be so different when you're watching the show versus being there in real life. Because to me, if I were Mike P, I would be let me leave because this girl don't want me, like Brendan did. Then we get to the rose ceremony. And let me tell you, going into this rose ceremony, I know with all of my being that Justin is going home. Listen, I love Justin. He got them great facial expressions. He's a great dude. But his relationship, the chemistry I've seen between he and Katie is nothing compared to the chemistry between Katie and all the other guys. Mike A got a rose and Greg got a rose. We only got 2 roses left. And she gives a rose to Blake, okay, and then she gives it to Justin and sends Andrew home. I freaking love Andrew. Why did she do this to him? Oh my gosh, my insides. I was so surprised. Like, I knew that it wasn't gonna be Andrew. For Andrew could have gone to hometowns. Like, she's like, I know you would give me 100% and I just don't think I can give that to you. What? Since when? Last time I checked, you really liked him. Like, I don't freaking understand. You like Justin more than you like him? I don't get it. And then, of course, you know, Katie has all these problems. She's like, that was the first decision I had to make where it just didn't feel right. And basically, Andrew comes back the next morning after the rose ceremony. He's like, hey, like, I don't think it was very like us and certainly not like me to leave our relationship on a sad note. So I want to leave with smiles. Then he deuces. Then she's like, Andrew, wait. And she's like, can I give you a hug? And I'm like, didn't you just give him a hug? Like, what are you doing? Let him go. Let the man go. You'd have made your decision. But Andrew's like, sure, because he's a great guy. And then this girl has the nerve to say, if there was a way for you to stay a little bit longer, would you do it? Now, there are so many things wrong with that question. First of all, if there was a way to stay, this is the Bachelorette. Chris Harrison has told us that she can do whatever she wants to do. Look at Claire. Homegirl just straight up left and broke the whole Bachelorette like season. If there's a way for you to stay. Second of all, she says for a little bit longer. Not like if there's a way for you to stay till the end. Would you do it? She's like, for a little bit longer. Like, this is a vacation and it's like, you want to stay another couple days? This man is falling in love with you. I'm like, girl, it is me for life or me for never. Just very inconsiderate and selfish. And Andrew, like the G that he is just like, no. And he tells the cameras later, he's like, I want to be chosen. And he wants the woman that he wants to want him. And I said, Andrew A., mad respect. I can appreciate when someone values themselves enough in this show to be like, listen, you made your decision. I do really want you. I really want to be with you, but I'm not going to bend over backwards if you don't want me. This is why Andrew is forever a G, and I love him, so. All right, guys, I totally lied and gave you my commentary while I was giving you the breakdown, so that's all I have for this week's episode of The Bachelorette. Next week is Hometowns. Let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, like this video if you like this video, comment, subscribe, and click the bell so you can be notified of all things we SIBZ. I'm covering Gossip Girl, Chris is covering Superman and Lois, and we've definitely got some movies coming on the way too, so check those out. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.